Hello, everybody, and welcome to Talking Horses. It's Thursday, it's January 30th. He's Anthony Stabile. I'm not. Head into another week here, 4-day
You're
week.
Andy Serling.
Yeah, 4-day week. We get ready to race, 8-race card today. Head over to Naira Bets. If you're not a member of Naira Bets, we'll match up a $200 deposit. Use the promo code Big A. Do want to remind people we have a cross-country Pick 5 coming up this Saturday.
Can't wait for that.
Yeah, it'll be
first one of the year.
8th and 9th races from Aqueduct on Saturday. Races followed by races 7, 8, and 9 at Oaklawn. Looking forward to those, actually. Put up the Oaklawn PPs as well to take a look at that. That'll be our first cross-country. It's a 15% takeout, 50-cent minimum. We have 8 to talk about. Should we get to work?
Yes, sir.
All right. Race number 1. Oh, we'll show your pick, Plebe.
Plebe. Please show Plebe.
You like Plebe. Tell us why you like Plebe.
Well, when turn the page to the opener today, and you see that Try and Smarten Up is 6-5 on the morning line. Take a look at Try and Smarten Up first, and you see the Finger Lakes form, and horse ran for a tag, and then the special weight races. My first inclination was to try to find the horse with a little speed in here because after the Finger Lakes runner and the rest of them, not a lot of speed. Plebe showed some speed last time, was stretching out to the mile right off the pace, made the lead off the turn, and tired late in the game. I wonder if the plan today maybe is to have Eric Cancel just put Plebe on the lead.
Why would that win the race for him?
Well, I just think that getting in front of some of these cheaper maidens gives you that much of an advantage. I've quite frankly, seen enough of most of the horses that have run on this circuit, and now you have Try and Smarten Up shipping in from Finger Lakes. And
so you were telling us that Finger Lakes horses were crushing here.
I said they were doing well, but this
they
horse,
weren't. But now you're going against Finger Lakes horses, and you were telling us you wanted Finger Lakes horses. So you've changed that opinion.
I'm not going to take. I don't.
Have you changed that opinion? It's okay to say
I haven't changed the opinion.
So you do like Finger Lakes horses, just not today.
Let me ask you a question. The Finger Lakes horses that I was including in picking were 8-1, 10-1. Big Mountain the day ran second was 26-1.
Okay, so you're revising that opinion. Your opinion was you like big priced horses from Finger Lakes.
No, I like the Finger Lakes horses, but
you like the Finger Lakes horses, but you don't like this one.
I'm not going to take a maiden.
Okay, I'm just confused.
I'm not going to.
I don't think I'm the only one confused here. I think the people watching are confused too.
I don't think they are.
I do think they are.
I don't think they are. I think the ones that hit the cold.
But you're the one who's been advocating Finger Lakes horses.
They're not confused.
You're the one who's been advocating Finger Lakes horses.
Right.
Now you have Finger Lakes horses.
But I'm not going to take a maiden at 4-5.
Kind of lays over the.
This horse is going to be 4-5 today.
Well, I don't know if the horse is going to be 4-5 or not. I highly doubt that he is.
Well, where are they going to go?
Well, you're going to Plebe, who's currently favored.
Yeah, I'm going to Plebe because Plebe.
Well, I think they could go to De Bergen here. Maybe a lot of people will have your opinion that they like all Finger Lakes horses except for Try and Smart It Up. There is an hypocrisy. There is a contradiction.
I'm not going to take. I think that they're the same kind of horse to me.
Okay, I think there's a contradiction. You and I will have to agree to disagree on this.
I think Plebe's
you like all Finger Lakes horses, but Try and Smart It Up. You think you like all Try and Smart It Up.
Is going to be 3 lengths in front of him, and I think when you get to the bottom level,
I'll bet she's never 3 lengths in front of him.
At any point in the race.
Yeah.
At any point in the race.
Yeah, unless he gets left, unless the 4 gets left.
You got how many?
3 gets left.
How many?
1. We're at 43.
That's fine. That's done.
You're lucky we didn't bet the other day. We were
fine.
very close on that opinion. 43, 3 plus 3 lengths.
At any point, a call.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Save a gate issue.
Connor's going to drag him back. You, my friend, should take a look
when he beats him by 5 lengths, that's going to be plenty.
You, my friend, who are down 43 lunches, would not be down 43 lunches if you ever looked at Timeform US and looked at pace figures. As far as Try and Smart It Up, I actually, in looking up the horse he ran against, really feel like he ran against better horses than he's facing here. And I just think he makes perfect sense. I agree. He's a flawed favorite. He's not going to be 4-5. He's a flawed favorite, but this is a flawed field, and I am not going to suddenly take Plebe to get a mile off of one not awful race. But maybe he has turned around because he was in bad form before. I won't be shocked if he does well. I thought Rodolfo actually might be the one you kind of want. He may want the mile as much as anybody besides the favorite. Try and Smart It Up. We disagree in race number 1.
As usual.
Race number 2. Well, we don't disagree in race number 2. Why do you like Quiet Out East?
Another race where you have a horse who, I quite frankly believe that Quiet Out East is a better dirt horse than a turf horse. And I think the turf races, while they're okay, I think this horse had one chance had one legitimate shot going a mile on a fast main track. And I think that race would absolutely drown these horses. And I know
what about
Linda,
the other 2 mile races?
The other 2 mile races came on wet track.
So why do you like him? I'm confused. I'm just trying to figure it out.
I like him getting back to what he was most successful at.
Right.
And that was running a mile on a fast track.
He has overall run as well, if not better, in turf races. I think it's a mixed bag. I mean, I don't really have a problem. I don't like his last 2 dirt races.
But his other dirt races were sprints, and this is a mile.
Okay, so what?
I don't think he's a sprinter.
I don't know. I think you're splitting hairs, personally.
You think I'm splitting? So you think he broke his main and going a mile on a 16th on the turf?
Yeah.
And you think I'm splitting hairs that he's not a sprinter?
Yeah, it's not like he didn't show up in that race on July 7th.
You're in rare form and we're 2 races into the week.
I'm actually trying to discuss the races, Anthony. That's actually what I'm trying to do.
I am too.
I disagree with you. I don't think that he's a sprinter or a mile and an 1/8 horse. I think probably 7 to a mile is probably a little better than 6 furlongs. But the difference between his 6 furlong and his mile races is so acute that to say he suddenly wakes up and that, no, let me finish.
He ran a 63 and a 58 going 6 furlongs. He ran a 78 going a mile.
And you are suggesting that it was just the mile difference that made an 8-length difference in his performance. And I think that's stupid. That's what I think.
You think it's stupid that he
stupid.
kept the same class?
Yes. I think
he kept the same class.
I think he just ran better in that one race, and he tailed off in those other races. But to suggest that he was 8 lengths worse, going from 6 furlongs around 1 turn to a mile around 1 turn, to me that defies logic.
Well, he's not a very fast horse.
I think he didn't run well in those races, but I think he's capable of running better.
Okay,
you and I, once again, we pick the same horse. We completely disagree on a handicapping notion. We can argue about it forever. I did find a stat for Linda Rice that I thought was fascinating. I thought it was also, it's just sort of interesting. Linda scheduled turf to dirt has extremely strong numbers. I thought this was very, very interesting, and I thought it's the right move. I don't totally disagree with you. I'm not sure that he isn't as good, if not better, on dirt. Well, I don't like those 2 races at 6, and I don't think it was the distance that caused him to run 8 to 10 lengths worse.
She absolutely claimed this horse for the dirt. I mean, you don't claim a horse who you think is a turf horse on October 10th that's a state bred. She didn't send a lot of horses, if any, to Florida. I think she's entered a handful of horses in Florida in turf races. So I don't think she's going to claim a horse. Well, she claimed it for 40, and she's running for 40. I think she claimed it because she knew the horse could handle both surfaces. I don't
so she could run
that,
on the turf,
but
and then
she
she could leave here this
obviously
winter.
knew she had maybe 2 races
we
at
need
best
to move
left on the turf.
We picked the same horse, but we disagree about a number of notions. Let's talk about Starting Point, who could get bet here. And I think one of the reasons I also like this horse is I'm not sold on the others that are going to take money as far as dirt. Now, this is a 2nd place finish at Keeneland for Starting Point. The reality with Starting Point, he's never finished first, but far and away the best races this horse ever ran were actually on the turf. This is a better turf horse, but it is Danny Gargan, and when Danny's horses run, they run.
And compared to the other horses, I think it's important, like you said, the other horses in here that are going to take money, he is at the very least competitive on dirt with his dirt races. I agree with you. I think he's a better horse on the turf. But his dirt races make him competitive. Danny never ran him on the dirt. So
the One Wild Weekend's another one. This is Jason Service, and this is the first time Jason's run the horse in the dirt. Didn't run there for Joe Sharp, but Jason didn't start him out on the turf. I guess, but I'm not. These aren't the kind that I particularly like, and I don't know if this horse will be the 4-to-1 that he has in morning line for Service.
And this is a little different too, because it's a trainer change. It's not a claim for Jason. So.
You know, the weird horse in here is the 5 Tis Morning, who I tried last time, and while he gets a rider change, he was awful last time. But I will say with Tis Morning, he's got plenty of dirt races that are fast enough to compete here, and I would not leave him out at a big price. I could have put him higher.
His best dirt race probably puts him in the winner's circle.
Race number 3. What are you doing race number 3?
I went to Political.
Okay.
I am trying to ride the Mike Maselli wave here. This was a race where I figured Mr. Fidget, 2nd time Linda, was going to be a pretty big favorite in here. I don't know how much running this horse did first time out. Now the blinkers go on, and it's 2nd time
Don't Linda's horses frequently do no running first time and then run significantly better second time?
Yeah, I know.
You say he didn't do much running.
First time.
You say he didn't do much running, but he finished ahead of Political.
He did. He absolutely did.
So what running did Political do?
The difference is, and I know they're both going to get a chance to run on a dry track for the first time, but Mr. Fidget is going to be heavily overbetting here. Mr. Fidget's obviously
going to be overbet.
You don't think he's going to be? I mean,
I think he's a very I think he's a very likely winner of this race. So I'm not sure he's overbet if he's 6-5 morning line.
Okay. I think he'll be shorter than that because I think people have had their fill of Titan's Will.
Yeah, Titans Will is going to take a lot of money in this
Titans
race.
Will going to take some money, but I think Mr. Fidget will be the decisive favorite in here.
We'll see. I'm going to also use One Shot Forever for Rick Schosberg. I think he's a little bit interesting, this horse, because he's dropping significantly, and at least in his last race, he showed something before tiring badly. He got involved in the pace, and it was a pace that basically fell apart. So I actually think he did more running than it looks like in there, and he drops down significantly. And Titans Will can win this race, but I've seen enough of him, and I thought Mr. Fidget was a pretty likely winner. These Linda horses just seem to run much better in their second starts and ran well enough to win this race, frankly, first time out. So I thought I'd use the one and try to get One Shot Forever in there as a backup and using some exactas and tries behind Mr. Fidget with the logicals, Titans Will, and a little bit of political.
Fair enough.
Race number 4. I know we agree in race number 4. Why don't you talk about True Blue Giant?
This was, I think, oh, look, it's a Finger Lakes horse. No, wait, hold on. Is this not a Finger Lakes? What was the rule that you said
I
the other
don't
day?
know. I didn't make the Finger Lakes.
think you
You're
said
the
it
one who's
the other
contradicted
day.
yourself in 47 different ways about the Finger Lakes horses. So how about it? What makes this Finger Lakes horse different from the first one?
No, hold on. The rule the other day was he ran at Aqueduct, so it's not a Finger Lakes horse anymore, right?
Oh, okay. So it's not a Finger Lakes
That's
horse.
what you said.
No, I'm just trying
I still
to,
think he's a Finger Lakes horse.
Okay, so why is this Finger Lakes horse acceptable?
We know informed consent is going to come out of here because he is entered tomorrow in a maiden claiming race, and he has to scratch.
He already did scratch.
When you're left in here, when you're left with the 6 others in here, I very quickly was able to eliminate Fotis. I eliminated Bridge to the Future, much like you did, and to a lesser extent.
Well, let's look at Inclination, Miami, and Gina in here, who had a race where they finished 2nd and 3rd. They're slow. They lost a run for Boston.
They are.
So
that's always an issue, right?
But you
we can agree on that, right?
Yeah, but why are you picking True Blue Giant over them?
I'm going to. This is the mile and an eighth race. The 2-turn experience this horse got up at Finger Lakes, I think is going to help him in here. Now I know his races aren't spectacular, but there's a reason these horses are in the 2-life condition. I just feel like the 2-turn experience.
So 2-turn experience
is going to help him.
What is your?
And this is something I don't ordinarily bring up, but at the bottom levels, going to 9 furlongs with a very good apprentice rider, I think the weight can come into play here.
So it's weight and 2-turn. What about his last race?
The weight and the 2-turn
You think he lost last time
race.
because it was a 1-turn race? He lost by 21
I know.
outrights?
I think he was just. I mean, I know it's a $25,000 tag compared to a $16,000 tag, but I mean those horses last time are just.
They're better, but he lost by 20 lengths.
Better than these horses.
One of the reasons that I actually like this horse is that he chased outside against what I thought was a pretty effective inside speed track last time. So I thought he was very much against the track. So I think it exaggerated his performance. So I don't know that it was necessarily as bad as it looks. I do worry a little bit about the likelihood that Overbold can wire the field. Now, I don't have any confidence that the number 3 Overbold is in fact a dirt horse, but he is going to be in a position for Tom Morley, who will be a new father, I believe, today. And we'll keep you updated on that if we get any updates on that. Always thinking about Maggie and Tom.
He's already a father. He'll be a father again.
Yes, a new father, I said. I miss Maggie. Anyhow, I just think Overbold's a dangerous horse to potentially wire this field. And to me, Miami Gina and Inclination can absolutely win this race. I think to suggest they can is silly. Having said that, I'm not thrilled with them. So my feeling was True Blue Giant had an excuse last time. As you say, better horses. He was against the track. And I thought he could be effective a mile and eighth. I just don't like the other 2. And Overbold could try to wire the field. I'm not Overbold's biggest fan.
Yeah.
But he is a better horse when he can get to the front.
Yeah, we'll see if he can handle the main track.
Yeah, I mean, last time out he was involved in the pace that fell apart, so I can give him an excuse for his last race. And he's a horse who has shown, even on the turf, he cannot follow horses around the racetrack.
No,
it's not a kickback issue. He needs to be in front. He's a little bit faint-hearted. Race number 5. We'll take a look first at Mr. Phil, the local horse. This race, when he finished 2nd, the snow, behind Quixotic, I do think he was compromised by a racetrack that was kind of speed. And Quixotic, you know what's cool about Quixotic? Quixotic, I believe, was the last horse that Rick Violet purchased at public auction.
Yes.
And today would have been Rick's 67th birthday.
Yeah, I saw that today.
Yeah. So, and I think it's great. I'd love to see.
Gone for 2 birthdays.
I'd love to see
crazy.
Quixotic do really well, and in
I
riding
know he's
for memory of.
nominated to the Jimmy Winkfield, I believe, next weekend.
Yeah, this horse is okay. No, now he was very much with the track here, but I don't think Mr. Phil ran badly in here, but I'm just getting a little tired of piling up the seconds.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm not against him. Don't get me wrong.
His last two races.
What are your picks here? Because
5-6-4-2. The
5-6-4-2.
5-6-4-2.
Does Seth know that you've left out? You picked one Chad and you left his other horse out.
I can't believe it, right?
Do you even know Cousin Andrew?
I haven't talked to him. I don't.
No, I'm very friendly with Cousin Andrew.
I figured you did.
He was with us at the Eclipse Awards the other night.
Wow.
He's a wonderful person, and you've just dismissed him. I'm going to tell you
By
right
the
now.
wayside.
This is going to.
By the wayside.
There's going to be some ripple effects to this.
Wow. That's a good name for a horse.
So what are you? You're what? You're
5-6-4-2.
Okay, so you don't like Mr. Phil at all. See, I don't love Ghost Fighter.
Okay.
No.
Fair enough.
Hang on, Jose. Hang on, relax. I think Mr. Phil is okay. We'll look at Ghost Fighter now. I'm sorry, Jose. This is the race at Gulfstream. I don't like this horse. I think this race at Gulfstream is as phony as what do they say, a $3 bill?
Yep.
It's just I mean, this was a race that totally fell apart, right? It's just completely. I'm just trying to get those acronyms that you have, this stuff, you know, the analogies.
I don't mind you for one. I don't blame you for one.
But this one, like, is he really even running here? Like, when you watch this race, you go, he's just sort of going a little less slowly.
I know you told me the other day it
others.
wasn't allowed to be both, right? But I think it was a little bit of both. I think the horse was doing some running, but I also think
the race was falling apart.
But the race came back fast. That's a good number for that race.
His race, yeah. Here's the winner of the race, 47-59-78. He was fifth at Tampa in the next start.
The race came back fast, Andy.
Yeah, but I don't believe it. I think the fig is too high.
If you don't believe it?
I don't believe it because this horse is...
if you don't believe the fig, he's a toss because it's two races then?
This horse's performance at Churchill was despicably bad. I don't mean it was bad. It was awful. Because what happened in that race, if you watch the replay of the race, is that there were two horses in front of him heading for home, got into trouble, and both steadied completely out of the race. He went from fourth to second because two horses that were in front of him came out of the race effectively, and he lost all chance. He was awful in that race. This is a horse that, if you watch both of his races, is significantly worse than he looks on paper. Could he win? The Cassie Barn has done very well here. I won't be shocked. I'm not thrilled with this horse.
I think but I do think in a field of 6 with only two runners, one of which I kind of seen enough of him at this point. You know, a little second-itis.
I don't agree. So tell me why you've decided you want Fivola over Cousin Andrew.
Listen, I don't.
Because you've completely left out one Chad horse and you put the other one in.
Well, go ahead. Cue the rant about the inside draw for first-time starters.
Well, they win all the time, so anybody who throws out firsters because they have the rail doesn't look at statistics and doesn't watch races.
I'm not throwing them out because
we'll go
of
on
the rail.
next because that's a terrible
Favola's shipping up from Palm Meadows to break the maiden.
I already ran up, actually.
Okay.
I already ran.
Shipping up from Palm Meadows with a decent enough work tab. I just thought it was curious.
Is there a tip on this horse?
No, I just thought it was curious that Chad was sending this horse up to New York from Florida in the middle of the winter to run in a maiden race. The race comes up kind of light because as much as I obviously like Ghost Fighter more than you do, but am I thrilled with Ghost Fighter? No.
Okay, I think Cousin Andrew, if one of the two can run, I'll bet it's Cousin Andrew. I have no idea if he can run.
Okay.
I talked to Chad yesterday. I did not discuss this race. Thankfully, he would have hung up on me.
Tampa.
I guess with it's a wrap. Yeah, that's for Sean. Sean's got it, Tampa. I guess with it's a wrap. Figured everybody would be running for Michelle Nevin. They figure she's never going to win another race again. Michelle, I'm sticking by you, okay? I'm sticking by you. You know what? This horse has a little bit of pedigree. If you especially go in the second family, it's a first foal. I couldn't find much pedigree for the other ones, so I'm taking a shot with it's a wrap. But I'm rooting for Cousin Andrew. Cousin Andrew's father was a horse.
Does
Cousin Andrew's father was a horse.
I would know the horse, obviously.
Cousin Stephen?
Oh, yeah.
That's right. Yes.
Okay.
Correct. Yeah. He wasn't a bad horse.
No, he was okay.
He loved Parks. Race number 6.
I was going to say he was one of the Kendrick Hamouche specials down at
Race number 6, let's look at Miss Mimi. Is it Miss Mimi or Miss Mimi?
Mimi.
Wasn't Mimi supposed to be one word? The name Mimi? Isn't?
Maybe it is Me.
I'll say one thing about Miss Mimi. She may win this race. And do I have a stat for her? I do have a stat for her. A very big stat for my man Rudy. I forgot that Miss Fidget stat, by the way. Linda has crazy numbers, blinkers on with second-time starters. This horse beat a terrible field last time.
Well, it was only a 4-horse field after the scratches.
It was a hungry group.
Not much, but my man.
So you picked this horse?
I did. And I'm not going to say it was a lazy pick, but I kind of just went to, I did, like you said, I'm guilty as charged.
What percentage of Rudy's horses do you think you pick? More or less than 30?
Probably around there. Probably right around there. I just got to guess right because that's what he wins around 27%. Not this year, right? What's he
No,
at
he's at
now?
18.
He's at 18. He was 18 this year.
Might be worth noting.
Okay.
I took a shot with No Deal off the claim.
And that was the other place I was going to go.
No Deal to me is going to be a much better price, and I don't have a knock on Miss Mimi except that she's kind of phonied up by being a bad field, but she's the horse to beat. I'm not going to argue against that. No Deal may not be able to run at all anymore, but she gets claimed, and she does have plenty of back races that are fast enough, and I'm just hoping the new barn can get her back to the races. We'll see if Friend of Liberty can run a little bit. We'll see what Radiant Rhythm does.
I wish the new barn was going better than it's going right now because I think I'd have a little more confidence. But like you also said, I don't know. I just don't know if she wants to do it anymore.
No, she's been terrible. Yeah. I agree. She may turn out to be a terrible claim, but she does get a rider change to Junior. She's been riding very, very well.
Junior's ridden it before too, if I'm not mistaken.
I was going to pick a 2-5, and I thought I'll pick the better priced horse on top. I don't need Miss Mimi. It was going to be in the 2-to-1 range.
Yeah.
Race number 7. Race number 7. Peggy Sue.
Peggy
Sue, big favorite.
An old Dr. Bernie special. Dr. Bernie started out owning this horse with Eddie Barker.
Big news.
She's been very popular.
Is that why you picked her?
She's been very popular at the claim box, boy. Wow.
I'll tell you one thing. She has been beating up.
Man, this is like, for you Rocky 3 fans, all those, in the beginning of the movie, when they show all the names and nobody heard of them, and then Mickey tells them they were all handpicked, this is what it's been like. She's been just picking on horses.
There have been no Clubber Lanes in her
races?
races?
There's been no Clubber Langs in any of her races.
Lane or
That's
Lang?
good. Lang.
Lang?
Yeah, Mr. T's second movie after DC
Let me ask you a question. Do you think if you and Mr. T went to high school together, you'd have been best friends?
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Do you think he would agree with that?
He may have taken a little too much attention away from me.
That's true. There could have been.
I don't know how I would have felt about that. He would have felt. I'm not a jewelry guy.
I see you and Mr. T as very close.
Me too. Me too. But I was never a jewelry guy.
I love Mr. T.
Mr. T was the pity the fool. I'll pity the fool.
That movie's hilarious. Yeah, I'm a little concerned that Peggy Sue is going to be a short price. And listen, she's run fast enough to win here, but she is beating up on. She's very good placement by both Linda and Gary, put it this way. Very opportunistic. And the reality is that I think there are others in here. I mean, Elegant Rose, I don't know what to do with Elegant Rose, because the reality is that she lost to Prairie Fire, who's okay for Linda. She came back and beat a decent enough field.
She was 1999.
Yeah, I don't. What's that?
She was 1999. She was Linda's 1999th winner.
Prairie Fire was?
Yes.
Okay.
She ran really well this day.
Yeah, I don't have a big knock on her. I'm going to use her in here. I don't know how good she is. And she's also going to have to deal with the speed of Winifred J, because Winifred J's got speed. So that might work against her. We'll see. But I don't have a real knock on her. I want to bet Questek.
I mean, I'll be honest with you, I thought this was kind of a 2-horse race between Questek and Peggy Sue because Elegant Rose and Winifred J have to deal with each other early, don't they?
I'll be surprised if Winifred J is a shorter price than Questek. I don't think it's possible.
I would probably agree. I mean, it's a half a point on the board, so.
Yeah, but I don't even think it'll be close.
Oh, really?
I think Winifred J's dirt races don't give her a prayer in here.
Well, maybe.
Well, you have to answer to Eddie, so you don't want to insult him. I'm going to tell you.
I don't disagree.
Good luck, Eddie. I think she's a super freak will beat Winifred J today.
I just think they have.
You want to bet me a lunch on? You want to give me 5 over 3?
No, I don't want to bet anything.
I got 6-1 over 4-1.
I don't want to bet anything because I don't know if Winifred J really wants the dirt. I just know that for 3/8 of a mile, she's going to keep anybody else company on the front end.
I think that Questek, if you start taking apart her races. I know she's 3 for 44 with 15 seconds or thirds, and that concerns me. The problem is she's 1 for 31 with 9 seconds and thirds in the turf. She's a better dirt horse. And if you start looking over her lifetime PPs, it's fairly obvious she's a better dirt horse. I think one of the reasons she runs in the turf during the other parts of the year is she's not good enough necessarily to beat the fields that are running there.
Not fast
and
enough.
she picks up checks and she pays her way by doing it. So I can't knock them
for
doing it.
Almost $84,000 last year.
Exactly. So
I
don't think they made the wrong move, but ultimately the wintertime might suit her more.
You can make some hay with her in the winter.
Taking apart, let's look at her dirt record. She's got 13 starts, 2 wins, 3 seconds, and 3 thirds. When you look at that, you don't see a loser. You see a horse that's got a pretty efficient record. So I think she's a better horse. And I thought she ran fine last time going a mile. I think she's better going shorter. So I think you take her apart. I'm going to tell you something. You take her apart, and I'm not sure she's not close to the horse to beat against Peggy.
She not only ran fine last time going the mile, she faced a better field last time.
Let me ask you a question. What do you think the actual fair price is for today? I think it's 5 to 2 to 3 to 1.
Well, yeah. If they bet her to 3 to 1, she has to be third choice, right? Peggy's usually going to be
second
favorite.
choice.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not sure she's not the second likeliest winner. In your initial statement, the 6 and 4. Now, I'm not saying that Elegant Rose can't win.
I know
here,
you're not.
But what I'm saying is, I'm not sure she's not the second likeliest winner. We'll see how they bet the race. They're a little too sharp around here to miss that, and I don't think people are going to miss that about Questec. But Questec is a horse. If you just drop all her turf races from the PPs and you only looked at her dirt races,
she's a must-use in this race, especially if she's third or fourth choice.
She's a lot better than 9 to 2 in this race.
I'm using the two of them, and I feel, like I said, with Winifred J in the race, I feel pretty confident that Elegant Rose will get softened up just enough for one of those two to pick them up.
Race number 8. Who'd you pick in race number 8? Oh, we'll show Imperial D.
I flipped it around.
Oh, this is Rudy. Another Rudy for you.
Around.
Another Rudy for you. Well, I bet this horse last time, and I had my chance last time at 11 to 1, and I'm not betting this horse today.
Okay.
Should have won.
Yeah, I flipped it all around. Taking the 5 pounds with Jeff Roy, Julio Correa. Again, I just think this horse is going to go to the top.
Big weight day for you.
Cuts back to the
big weight day today.
When you get to the
was
bottom,
it a big week at Weight Watchers? You got weight on your mind?
I don't ordinarily.
I'm rooting for you here.
I don't ordinarily put too much credence into it, but when you're getting to the lower level claimant horses, I think any kind of edge helps. And this kid is more than capable. After the scratches.
I don't have an opinion on him as whether he's good or not. I'm not knocking him. I don't have an
After the
opinion.
scratches, and again, I know you think I put too much into this, but in these races, I think this horse is just gone today.
Really? So you think that Cat's a Lion by the tail is not going to have more speed today?
I think you have more speed, but I think
With
if
this
you're
horse, the
Rudy and you're
second-time
Julio
stars always have more
Correa,
speed.
I know they do, but I think if you're Julio Correa and you're Rudy, you just tell this kid, listen,
So what?
It's 6 furlongs, not 6.5 today. Just go.
Well, do you really think this horse is faster than Kaz now? I don't. Kaz now's quick. And go over the rail. Kaz now is running against serious horses last time.
Yeah, I know.
You know, I think you're making a mistake leaving the 1 completely out there. You've got Inspector Hennig. You've got Inspector Hennig. Can I bet you 7 lunches that the 1 beats the 7? Actually, the 1 could lose 7 because the 1 could go to the lead and tire, but the 1 is a far more likely winner than the 7.
No, I'm not betting any lunches on those two. That's a desperado thing.
Yeah, but you should have the 1 in your top 4. You made a mistake. Anyway, I just went to Linda. I picked Linda second-time stars today. Just thought this horse got wired last time out. Typical Linda horse will probably run better second time out. Nothing clever. Nothing clever at all.
Blinkers are going. I found it curious. The blinkers are going on both of the second-time stars today. She doesn't always do
Blinkers
that.
on in this one?
Yep.
Do we have the stat? You want to show the stat, Jose?
She doesn't always do that.
Well, show it for the other horse. This is the stat for the horse.
So it's the same,
I don't think I called for this stat
for
earlier.
both of them.
It's
the same Linda stat for both second-time starters today.
Yeah, second-time stars, blinkers on. Linda's got some marvelous stats.
All right, these are both.
You're the best, Jose. This works for Mr. Fidget, but it also works for Cat's a Lion by the tail. Thank you very much, Jose. Those are pretty exceptional. And we're done.
That's it.
Jose,
Wow.
you're the man.
Jose, man, you're the best.
You didn't make this though, Jose, but this
You
was
got it. That doesn't. Right away, you
5.
could just give the guy credit.
Well, I didn't want people to think Jose made this.
It's unbelievable.
That would be taking away credit from the people that spent their hard time making this. Races 8 and 9 here, including the Withers, and three races from Oaklawn, including the American Beauty, a race named for a Grateful Dead song, which fits because now Rick Hammerly is working at Oaklawn.
That's right.
And, Rick named, there's the China Doll out in California, named for one of the great Grateful Dead songs, Thunder Road for Bruce Springsteen. Mm-hmm. Anyhow, Johnny I, who yesterday we congratulate our good friend John Embrial, very deserving. Yesterday, John was named the full-time race caller here at the New York Racing Association. I know I speak for Anthony and all of us. We wish John the best of luck and congratulate him on his appointment. So Johnny I, the new official voice of the New York Racing Association.